Hey, welcome to Early Access Control Alpha, Beta, and Abandoned. And today we are doing something a little different on the channel. We're actually going to follow a game through its launch, and we're going to actually watch it to see how it hits, the initial stage of early access, and see basically how far it goes. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I was doing my normal thing where I kind of go through early access and look at games that have been abandoned and ones that are coming and stuff like this, and I came upon this one that seems to be it's going to launch today, hopefully. And it my initial impression is that this is lacking a lot of things that are going to give it some staying power. And back in another video I said early access survival games are extremely difficult to persevere through to a final phase. Like the majority of them are still in early access, and they haven't even left. And I think there's only been a real handful of survival games that have ever actually made it out of early access. And the reason why is because people really dive through content, and they devour it to a point where developers really can't seem to keep up with it. They can't keep up with the constant need from the community that requires developers to provide stuff for them to do, because ultimately the bare bones system of just surviving, it becomes not enough to keep the game entertaining, no matter where you are or how well the world's done, unless there is certain influxes of content. And in this interesting case, this is an early access survival game, an open world that seems to be single player, and there's not even multiplayer in it. So there's a couple things about this game that are really kind of interested me, in the fact that my initial instinct is this game won't survive. It's going to end up in the pages of abandoned games. And I don't say that negatively to White Sunrise, who are the developers of The Lost, but this game is... it's got some, I would say, red flags for me, and I'm very apprehensive about supporting it. But in the purpose of this video and the content for this kind of series that I kind of want to do, I'm very much going to support it. I'm going to try to get actively involved in the community. But the thing is, I want to kind of put together something that's kind of a telling thing to developers and people who are maybe new to early access, or to people that just are like me and who enjoy kind of following these things. So with that said, I looked at this game and I'm like, okay, it's an early access survival game in the Unreal Engine, which I'm very familiar with, and I recognize of quite a few things in the promo video and the pictures from this that I'm kind of like, yeah, I need to kind of, I don't want to say they're reused assets. I mean, they are what they are. It doesn't really matter at this point. I just want to see where this developer is planning to take this, especially since they're going to be selling a product in early access. So let's not dig too deep on the aesthetics of what it is right now, because ultimately it does look good, regardless of wherever those assets came from. And so it looks like it's going to be a fun environment to play and survive in. But where is it going after launch? What's coming down the pipes, and what's going to come the first month that we buy this game and support it? And that's where my real kind of apprehension comes from, because I look at about this game, and this is if you don't have a really strong push in the PR department and advertising, you need to do your best to provide any potential buyer or backer with some really good information about where your game's going. And so I looked at this and I said, wow, that's kind of lacking. It gives some really brief overview of what, not even screenshots or anything like that, of the, what's kind of coming down the pipe. And I was kind of like going, oh, they really need to provide more of that, because this isn't enough. It's not enough for the people that are going to come buy this game, and it's not enough for people that, are really interested in survival games. And, I posted on the community hub. I asked the developer, I'm like, hey, is there a roadmap for what's coming down the pipe? And they said, oh no, that's a good idea. Maybe we'll do one. And I thought to myself, no, it can't be maybe. You have to do one, because that's a huge component of whether or not you're going to be successful in early access. And I would really think at this day and age that developers would understand that. They'd know that they have to provide the insight to the community who are buying this, especially if it's a survival game, to tell us what's coming down the pipe, because this isn't going to be enough. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's inexperience or maybe passion for the project. I don't really know. I don't know why a developer would potentially come out with that kind of answer. I think it's very, very important. I think they really kind of got to get the idea behind, if they're not doing a big PR campaign and they're not actually telling you that, oh yeah, more stuff's coming, then they've got to get on board with like providing as much information as possible about what is being worked on behind the scenes. Because ultimately, maybe there's nothing being worked on. Maybe this is all it is. It's kind of a smoke and mirror type thing, which is really kind of like the last place you want to take your mind when you're looking at a brand new project that hasn't even ran yet. And I really hope it's not the case. But either way, I really hope this video is going to provide some interesting content for us all, and hopefully we can follow around and we can kind of get an idea if there's kind of a secret to success or formula that these developers who don't have a big budget for PR and advertising, if there's something that they can do to kind of help their project and its longevity and those kind of things within the community. I mean, for most of us that are following along this channel already, I think we know that. I think we know where problems lie, and I ultimately am pretty surprised that it's still, we still come across projects that don't understand the full kind of impact of the lack of information, the lack of preparedness can have on their project in early access. So with that said, I really hope that you'll follow me along in this, and please like and subscribe. And yeah, let's take a look at The Lost when it launches. Thanks. Bye.